Hello and welcome to Lacey Rants, everybody. So for today's episode, we're going to be going through all the hidden clues in Act 1 of Dad Phil's. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead and jump over to the Dad Phil's channel and watch Act 1, and then come back here and we'll go through these hidden clues together. But those of you who have already watched it, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into that. Alright, so we're going to start out the very first hidden clue with Dad is home. So this is the very first hidden clue, and it's the sign for help in sign language. So that's the very first hidden clue. Like I said, that could be found in Dad is Home. And this is like the first one that like kind of gives you an idea that something is kind of a miss on the Dad channel. There are hidden clues or more backstory to this over on the Nathan Barnett channel, but we're going to skip that for this episode. The very next clue is actually found in Dad is the best YouTuber. So in this one, this is the one where it's been pointed out that this represents Felix, as in PewDiePie Felix, and then the pie for PewDiePie, so Felix and the pie. If you play this, though, you can actually hear a backmask for Bitch Lasagna. And I have closed captions on because usually in the Dad videos, a lot of the hidden stuff, fans have went through and kind of put it in the captions. So we'll go ahead and play that. And you can hear it if you listen very closely. And then it'll also show up in the captions when it shows. So. Alright, so if you guys heard that, you can hear that little bit right there. Just throwing back to the whole PewDiePie thing. And this is the point in the Dad series in which he was really trying to take over PewDiePie because PewDiePie is the best YouTuber on the platform as of right now. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue on. The next episode that has hidden clues in it is Nice Axe. When you play this, it says, what is in the shed and backmasking. And as you can see in the caption, somebody has put this up as well. So that was very nice of them. But we're going to go ahead and play this so you guys can hear it. So you guys can definitely hear that in the back mask there. So we're going to go ahead and move on, and the very next clue is found in the episode Kiss. What you're going to hear here is backmasking for 22 Still Loves You. There's not closed captioning on this one, but we're going to go ahead and play it and just listen really closely. And you'll hear the backmasking for it, so that what it is, it's saying 22 Still Loves You, but it's backwards. That's what backmasking is, if you guys don't know. So go ahead and play that. So you guys should have been able to hear it right there. It says 22 Still Loves You. And that correlates to Kepler 22, which will come up later on as well. And it's also Dad's favorite number. Another interesting note to take there. So the next one is Mom is Vacuuming. In Mom is Vacuuming, it's really hard to see, and it's right here, and I can't expand my window so you can see it better, unfortunately. But it says 15, 18, and 2 right on the screen, right at the corner, and this can be found at timestamp 46. That translates with an A1Z26 cipher to orb. So orbs play a big part in the series, and then in the next episode, which is Family Dinner, what they did is this is a low contrast image. And so in the low contrast image, you can see it says happy now, and this was related to this, so it's the orb and then is happy now, and then that was confirmed in chat by Dad that it is, in fact, orb is happy now. Then we would move on to the very next one, which would be Fantasy Story. So there's a couple of different ones that come up in this episode. Again, a low contrast image, and it says Scandal up top. As well, for the Scandal thing, YouTube server confirmed that it does say scandal. So, and all credit here goes to Alligator Skull and whoever helped put together the doc, because they definitely helped me compile all the information for this. So kudos to them. So moving on for the second clue in Fantasy Story, it translates out to Mom's Book. So what Mom's Book is Dirty Little Secrets. So somebody found all this information. This is definitely not my information that I found. So like I said, kudos for whoever made the doc. I know Alligator Skull and a few other people inside the Dodd community were involved in that. So thank you guys so much for the help with this. So that translates out to Mom's Book down below there in A1Z26 cipher. Which you'll see a lot of. So if you guys are trying to solve out Dad's puzzles and you come into numbers and stuff like this, it's going to be the A1Z26 ciphers. So the one thing about these videos that I want to do is kind of give you guys an idea of what type of puzzles are being used as well. So far we've got sign language, and I think that's the only time that sign language is used. I could be wrong there, but I believe that's the only time. And then we've got the A1Z26 ciphers, and then we've got the low contrast images, and we've got the backmasking. So we've got a few different things that we've covered so far. So anyways, moving on, the next one that we're going to be covering is Mom Home Alone. A couple different times it comes up, watch YouTube. So the first one, it's over here, you can kind of see it. It says watch YouTube. And then the next image, you see over here right above my head, it says watch YouTube over in blue. Then the end card. So the end card here, there's some binary. So this is another one to add to the list of things that Dad does in his puzzles. It's going to be binary deciphering. So anyways, so you got the binary. And this binary actually, that ends up translating out into nice axe. Kind of gives you a little bit of a idea there of what's going on here in this Mom Home Alone, nice axe, kind of throwing that idea around, you know, that whole neighbor and mom thing, you know. But anyways, so that is it for that episode, and then we're gonna move into neighbor visits. So with neighbor visits, binary can be seen in the end card again. So we're going to go ahead and pop over there. And it's not in the end card necessarily. It's like right before the end card. So right when it fades to black. And I don't know if you guys can necessarily see it here on my screen. I'm going to make this big, see if you guys can see that at all. So there's ones and zeros there in that black or whatnot. And so that ends up translating into you are not prepared for what is coming. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the next clue, which is going to be dad chores. Alright, so in dad chores, I mean, this really isn't that big of a clue, but right here, I'm not sure if you guys can really see that well, but right there, on that fingernail is a YouTube play button. The next one. Alright, so the next one, there's two different spots in which you need to be looking for on this ad here. So this is at timestamp 09. So anyways, there's two spots that you need to be looking, and one is right here under this $29.99. You can see it right there. So what that says is tweet YouTube to keep them distracted on 4/8/2019, I believe it was. Yeah, 4/8/2019. So that's what that says right there. And then this here right below, what that says is, I rewired the server, they can't see this. And so everybody assumes that these are messages from Carl. So Carl at one point has rewired the server, which I thought was a really interesting thing and probably something we should keep in mind. Might not be, I don't know though. I just thought that was kind of interesting. So let's see here. The very next clue that you will find in Act 1 of Dad Feels is going to be in the episode Shed. And so where this is like right when he slams down the hammer on the little itty bitty shed. You can't really see it. I'm trying to point at my screen. Okay, but you can't really see it very well, but like right here, if you pause it, at a certain time, it says all answers, and it's like literally like right when it smacks down, So if you guys use the greater than and less than keys on your keyboard, you can actually kind of step frame it, and that's kind of going to be the best way for you to see that if you're going to go and look for this on your own in the videos. So as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it says all answers. So I think it's kind of trying to relate that like all answers are in the shed. And as far as right now, I don't even know what's going on with the shed. I think that's still something that we need to be questioning, like what is in the shed. I'm curious on what's in that shed. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and move forward, and we're moving forward into Dad Loves Mom. In Dad Loves Mom at timestamp 32, there's some binary off to the side, and this binary actually translates into a YouTube video link, and that YouTube link is this Sounds of the Planet. So if you actually skip here to the Kepler 22 bit, which is at the 8-minute 41 mark, roughly, you can hear the sound of Kepler 22b, and when it's rewinding, so when everything is rewinding during, I think it's, so you can hear that rewinding is the same as Kepler 22b. So once you get past that, so it's definitely saying Kepler 22b, and then you get to this part right here where he's standing what looks like in the future, but if you're paying attention, you know that it's actually Kepler 22b. And then in the very background here, there's even some more binary, so I'm going to go ahead and hit play so you guys can see the binary come up. So if you guys are looking here in the background, you'll see it come up on the cars. So you can kind of see that there's binary and stuff coming up. But anyways, so what that ends up translating to is the word home. So it's saying, you know, Kepler 22b, and it's saying like this is his home. So it's like Kepler 22b is his home, and that kind of comes into play with the whole Andon thing later once you actually find that whole thing out. But anyways, so that is it. That is all of the hidden clues for Act 1 of Dad Phil's. I hope that you guys join me for Act 2 of Dad Phil's Hidden Clues. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really hope that you guys go and you guys watch Act 1 over again if you guys haven't already watched it, which I'm really hoping that you did watch it before I went and spoiled all the hidden clues for you. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a good one, and I will see you for Act 2 Hidden Clues.